Are you preparing for Praxis Elementary Education, Content Knowledge for Teaching, Mathematics Test 7813, Place Value in Decimals, and need some practice questions to help you get ready for the test? Well, you have come to the right place. My name is Tom, and I'm a test prep expert here at Study.com and a certified teacher. Let's jump right in and look at some questions. And don't forget to stick around after the questions for important information about this exam and other ways to prepare using Study.com. A teacher writes the number 4,305.78 on the board. Which statement correctly describes the value of the digit 5 in this number? Is it A, 5 hundredths, B, 5 ones, C, 5 tenths, D, 5 hundredths? Okay, so when we look at the decimal place and the place values, as we move to the left of the decimal to the whole number side, we have the hundreds place, we have the tens place, and we have the ones place. So in this case here, when we see our 5 is the first unit to the left of the decimal. So the correct answer here would be B, 5 ones. Which of the following list the numbers in order from least to greatest? Is it 0.605, 0.56, 0.6, or 0.506? All right, so a good strategy here is to write the numbers vertically. So let's just write those down vertically. So what we want to do now is we want to put in zeros after the numbers here. So that's not going to affect the value. So we're going to put in zeros here. So now what we do is we move left to right and we look for the smaller values. So they all have 0 in common in the ones place, so that doesn't help us. But then we look in the tens place and we have 5s and 6s. So the decimals with the 5s are going to be smaller than the decimals with the 6s in the tens place. All right? So that means we have to compare these two now to see which one's smaller. So we move one step to the right to the hundredths place, and we can see that 0 is smaller than 6. So that means the smallest value is 0.506. Then the next value would be 0.56. Then we want to compare the other two decimals, and if we look to the hundredths place, they both have 0, so we have to go all the way to the thousands place, and we can see that the 0 is smaller than the 5, so the next value would be 0.6, and then the final value the greatest value would be 0.605. So in this case here, the correct answer is going to be choice A. A student is asked to round 7.483 to the nearest tenth and write 7.5. What is the most appropriate teacher feedback? Is it A, correct, you looked at the hundredths place and rounded the tenths place up? Is it B, incorrect, you should round down because the hundredths digit is less than 5? Is it C, incorrect, you should have rounded to 8? Is it D, correct, but remember to also change the hundredths digit to 0? All right, so let's see if they rounded this correctly. So we have 7.483, and we want to round to the tenths place, which is the first place to the right of the decimal. So what we do is we look at the place value after that to the right, which is the hundredths place, and we check to see if that's greater than or equal to 5, and it is. So we bump the 4 up to 5, and then we either eliminate the values after or we put in 0. So in this case here, 7.5 is the correct answer. So we can eliminate choices B and choice C. So the answer will come down to the most appropriate teacher feedback. And if you look at D, it says correct, but remember to also change the hundredths digit to 0. Well, that's not necessarily true. You don't have to do that. You could do that, but they would be equivalent. So the correct answer here would be A, correct. You looked at the hundredths place and rounded the tenths place up. A bag of apples costs $3.25. If Jamie buys 4 bags, what is the total cost? All right, so if we want to multiply 3.25 times 4, we're using the multiplication to get our total, okay? Now, the strategy for doing this would be we're going to move the decimal 2 spots to the right by multiplying this by 100. We're going to do the work that way, and we would get 325 times 4, which is 1,300. But then since we multiplied the 3.25 times 100, when we do our final answer, we're going to have to divide the final answer by 100, which would be moving the decimal point back 2, which would come out to be C, $13. The other method you can do is you can multiply 4 by 3 to get 12, and then you can add to that 4 times 0.25, which is 1. And 12 plus 1 is 13. So that's another way you can do that in your head. So the correct answer here is C. Now that you've worked through a few sample questions, let's break down what this part of the test is really measuring. The Praxis Elementary Education Math Content Knowledge Test 7813 exam assesses fundamental mathematical concepts with a focus on place value and decimals as one of its 4 core topics, making up approximately 25% of the test. Key skills tested in this area include understanding place value, comparing and ordering decimals, and performing operations with decimals. Not only is content knowledge important, but good test-taking skills, like eliminating possibilities as we saw in this video, or rewriting decimals in a vertical format to help determine least to greatest, are also important. Thanks for sticking with me through these content knowledge questions. You've already made great progress just by working through these examples. If you need more support, Study.com's Praxis Elementary Education Math Content Knowledge Test 7813 prep course includes full-length practice exams, hundreds of realistic questions, and short video lessons to keep your studying focused. And 92% of our users who use our courses pass their exams. So why not you? Got questions or need help with another competency? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If this video helped you, give it a like and subscribe for more targeted test prep. Thanks for watching and good luck. You've got this.